Today, November 16th, 2025, and we're pretty deep into Vata season right now on the Ayurvedic calendar, which is fall and early winter. And when there's an uptick in wind, which is how I think of Vata, when there's an uptick in wind externally in the outside environment, there's also an uptick in wind internally as well as mentally. So, I mean, this is the time of year that we really start careening towards the end of the year, holidays, family gatherings, obligations, gifts, pocketbook, all the things happening all at once. And this is really, we just seem to get busier and busier and busier. And this is truly, really the time where nature, Mother Nature, is coaxing us to go inward and to, I want to say chill, but to warm up and to get warm and relax, put on your cozy socks and nest for the next 6 or 8 weeks. But our culture is we don't really agree with that. So anyway, today's practice is going to be a slow flow that dives into the hips. Why the hips? Because according to Ayurvedic medicine and Ayurvedic anatomy, the seat or the home base of Vata is in the colon, the hips, the pelvis, and the thighs. So we're going to do kind of a deep, stretchy practice with a little bit of strength as well. We're gonna throw in a balancing on your feet, not your hands, a balancing pose that's going to really fire up the quadriceps and the glutes. I want you to do as much of it as you like. Okay. Have a blanket if you've got access to a blanket and a block, and you're going to begin on the mat on your belly in the prone position. I'm going to put my blanket, it's folded into a square, and I'm going to place my blanket underneath my belly. You are what? Because I'm on a very hard, cold wood floor. If you've got cushion under your mat, you might not need the blanket. Don't sweat it. Come down onto the belly and either rest your forehead on the back of your hands or stack your fists or put your forehead onto a block. When Vata gets out of balance, when the wind energies get out of balance in the body and the mind, I liken it to an electrical cord that's been spliced and all the wires inside are splayed out and frayed and exposed and just jacked. Just the energy's flying everywhere. There's no containment. And so they become weak. That's the metaphor that, or the analogy that I use for the nervous system in my own practice, in my own mind. When I get too busy, too overwhelmed, I begin to feel like that spliced electrical cord. And so, what we need to do, we need to encase it. We need to wrap up those frayed wires. We need to wrap up the nerves, the nervous system, in a warm hug, maybe some warm oil, definitely warm fabrics, warm foods. I want you to tuck your right toes under, fire up your right leg so your knee is going to lift up off the floor. Push your right heel back towards the wall beyond the foot of your mat, activating that right leg. Be sure the right hip point is still down on the floor. And relax your right leg, and we'll do the same with the left, tucking the toes, lifting the knee, stretching the fascia along the sole of the foot and the entire back line of the leg. And relax your left leg. Relax the left foot. And then both feet, tuck your toes, inch your toes further up the mat, and then really push the heels back. Knees are elevated. And then relax the legs, relax the ankles, the feet. Place your hands on the mat underneath your shoulders, and you're going to slowly lift yourself up to hands and knees. And at this point, I'm going to slide my blanket back just a bit so I can have some cushion and comfort under my knees. Have your block up at the top of the mat. And let's do 3 rounds of cat cow. Your breath is going to guide your practice. As you inhale, you'll arch the low, middle, and upper back, looking forward. And as you exhale, rounding your back, drawing the chin in the direction of your chest. And twice more. If Ujjayi pranayama is part of your practice, you can certainly wake that up using that pranayama to begin warming up the body from the inside out. Now, when you do your third and final cow pose, when you exhale, drop into child's pose. And take your time. And we're going to pause in child's pose for a couple of breaths. Every chance you get to acknowledge connection between body parts, and I'll explain that. I want you to take it. So, belly to thighs or ribs to thighs, palms of the hands on the mat. Feel the feet, the shins, the knees anchored to the floor. And now tuck your toes under. When an inhale presents itself to you, pull yourself forward to staff, right? That's what they call plank in the vinyasa culture. And then you're going to go into downward dog. Exhale, take your time. Ooh-wee. Gently settle the knees to the floor. Find an inhalation to bring your spine into extension, into the cow of the cat cow. And exhale your way slowly into child's pose, balasana, making contact, belly or ribs to thighs, chest to thighs, maybe hips to heels. We're not pushing or forcing. And then tuck the toes and gently glide yourself forward to staff. So building some strength in the shoulders, the core, building some heat. A downward facing dog, the hips go up, the femurs draw back. So that's our vinyasa, just repetitive and gentle. Let's do it one more time. Breathing in, knees come down, cow pose. And child's pose, balasana on the exhale. Toes tuck, staff pose, Adho Mukha Dandasana in Sanskrit. And downward dog, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Excellent. You're going to stay in downward dog for 2 or 3 more breaths. Bring your awareness to your foundation, your hands and your feet. Making as much contact with the earth, the mat, the earth, the floor as you can, spreading your palms wide, spreading your toes. Step your right foot forward and bring your left knee down to the floor. Stack your hands on top of your right knee and slowly begin to straighten your arms, lifting yourself up. Now, for this first low lunge, I'd like you to find some right angles-ish. 90-degree angle in your front knee and 90-degree angle in that right hip. And your left femur bone, just have it straight up and down, perpendicular to the floor. We'll dip into the pelvis here shortly. But I'd like you to fire up the left glutes and draw the belly in. And eyes are focused. Now, when we're dealing with Vata in an asana practice, I'm going to encourage you to keep your eyes looking down the bridge of your nose. We don't need to be darting all over the place, looking at the ceiling, looking out the window, although it's very tempting to look at the birds. But keep the eyes focused, ideally glancing downwards. These are all just little tips and tools to steady the mind. Great. Now we're going to dip forward. So allow your right knee to slide forward and gasp. I know it's going to go beyond the ankle. Unless you have pain, it's okay. Of course, if you have pain, you cease and desist forthwith, right? But as the right knee explores a deeper range of motion, a deeper flexion, you can inch your left knee back if you'd like, bringing the pelvis just a little closer to the floor. This is where the block comes in handy. I'm putting the block in the middle of my mat to the inside of the right foot. Both hands can rest on the block, and now additionally, the right knee can rest against the right arm. And what to do with the back toes, I hear you ask. Great question. Now, you might prefer to tuck the toes under. Sometimes that feels better on my knee. It's up to you. Today, I'm going to flatten out my left foot so that I'm on the entire top of the foot, only because my intention for this practice is to get as much contact with the floor, the mat, the earth as possible. What you feel in your body, discomfort always overrides the instruction. Okay? If you don't like it, change it. And if you can't get out of discomfort, get out of the pose. Mm-mm-mm. You ready to change it up? I am. I'm going to set the block to the side. Fingertips come to the mat. Now, easy does it. Take your hips back slightly. Ooh, taking a bit of that flexion out of the front knee. And then take your right foot back. Ooh, right foot back, right knee down. Let's find downward facing dog. Tucking the toes. And stay in this dog for about 3 breaths. And sweep the body, assess, take inventory, notice right leg, right hip, left hip, right thigh, left thigh. Okay, second side, you're going to bring your right knee down and step your left foot forward. And remember this first round, this part A, we're not going to take the left foot too far forward. I want you to find these 90-ish degree angles in the front knee, the left hip crease. Stacking your hands on top of your left knee or thigh. Straighten the arms, lift your chest. Chin is parallel to the floor. Once more, eyes looking down the bridge of your nose. Allow your left knee to glide into a deeper flexion, gliding the knee forward. And the other beautiful thing that that provides is deeper dorsiflexion in the left ankle, bringing the block to the inside of the left foot. And so that I can maintain this deeper flexion, this deeper range of motion in the left knee joint, I'm going to inch my right knee back. No, we're not going for the splits. This is not a class on Hanumanasana. Now, that could be in our future, but chances are good it won't be. So now we just gently sink into the pelvis, sink into that right hip flexor group, dropping deeper into the left sitting bone. Eyes are steady, breath is smooth. Mind your mind, y'all. Let's just take a couple more breaths and then we'll switch gears. And set your block to the side, bring your fingertips to the floor. Okay, now you're going to tuck your right toes under, pick your right knee up. Oh, and wait for it. Step your right foot forward next to your left. Careful, proceed with caution. Whoo, 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 whoo. Once you get both feet aligned at the top of your sticky mat, have them at least hip width apart, maybe a little farther if that feels good on your low back. Allow your knees to bend enough that you can rest your belly at your thighs. I want contact. And cross your forearms in front of your shins, taking hands to elbows. Change the cross of your forearms. Maintain that belly to thigh contact. Release your fingertips to the floor. And again, maintaining contact. Hands come to your shins and slowly walk your hands up your legs. It's like a little gentle massage, like a cat kneading on the muscles of the legs as you slowly lift yourself all the way up to standing into mountain pose, Tadasana, or steady standing, Samastiti. Bring your hands in front of your chest, clasp your fingers together. Let's have the right pinky on the outside. I want you to spin your palms forward towards the wall in front of you and take your arms up overhead. Find your feet connected to the sticky mat. Let's take a side bend to the left. You don't have to go deep. We just want to open up the right ribs a skosh. And then you're going to take a side bend over to the right. Oh, yeah. Arr. Good. Lift yourself up. Now, forward fold. Separate your hands. And here's the deal. In this Uttanasana, to pacify Vata, you once more bend the knees, bring belly to thighs, and you wrap your hands and your forearms around the back of your legs. Elbows are bent, knees are bent. We're making as much contact with the body as possible. Mm. Fingertips to the floor. Take your right foot back. Stay on the ball of the feet, the ball of the foot rather. Pause in this lunge, firing up the right leg. Place the block to the inside of your left foot, both hands to your block. As you inhale, look towards the top of your mat. Exhale, straighten the left leg, peel the toes up off the floor, flexing the left foot. 2 more times, breathing in, plant the left foot to the mat, glide the knee forward, look just beyond the top of your mat, and exhale, draw the hips back, easy, flexing the left foot as you straighten the left leg. And 1 more time, breathing in, breathing out. Bending the left knee, left foot to the floor. Spin your right heel down. Okay, so this is where it gets pretty spicy. You've been warned. You can keep your hands to the block, or you can bring your arms behind your back, taking opposite hands to opposite elbows. Keeping the chest low is going to fire up that left hip like nobody's business. Lots of load in the left leg. If you care to lift your chest up into a version of Warrior One to take some heat off of the left hip and the left glute, no judgment here, right? Either way you slice it, we're going for strength. We're going for steadiness. We're going for soft eyes, easy breath. Find a little space between the thoughts and the mind. Ooh-wee. Oh. Let's take fingertips to the floor or hands to the block. Come onto the ball of your back foot. Straighten the left leg. Just going to take a couple of breaths with the leg straight. Open up the channels of prana in the left leg, left hip. Bending the left knee. All right, spicy number 2. Now we're sprinkling a little cayenne. This is where the balancing comes into the picture. If you want to scoot yourself next to a wall or an ottoman or a chair, please go for it. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to take a small step forward with your right foot, and you're going to bring both hands to the middle of your left thigh, right up front, just above your knee. And then tip your weight forward over your left leg so you come onto the toes of the right foot. Simultaneously, press your hands into your left leg to straighten the leg, lifting the right foot off the floor. Holy smokes. Once the left leg is straight, then slowly unhinge yourself. Stand up tall on that left leg. Bring your right knee to your chest. All right, I know there's a lot going on there. You can always skip the spice and go right to the balance. Throw the spice out and just go right to the balance. Maybe putting your left shoulder to a wall Or placing your left hand on the back of a chair. Where are your eyes? Where are your thoughts? Where's your breath? You're going to take two more breaths. And softly set your right foot down on the mat next to your left foot. Oh, mercy. Let's take a moment. One hand to your chest, one hand to your abdomen, just over your navel. And if you feel safe closing your eyes, go for it. I just want you to drop into your legs for a second. Your hips, your thighs, your feet. A moment of gratitude for standing on 2 feet. A moment of release in the left glutes and hip. Open your eyes, please. Bring your hands together. This time, clasping your fingers so the left pinky is on the outside. And here we go, round two. Take the arms forward, palms forward, then palms up overhead. You're going to give yourself a little side bend to the left. And a gentle side bend to the right. We're not going for any world records. Just want to get a little articulation in the spine. And as you lift up once more, press up through the heels of your palms as you anchor through the heels of your feet. And then your forward bend is soft knees, hands behind your legs, forearms wrapped behind your legs to the degree that's available to you, and belly to thighs. Drop the head so that the head is hanging like a ripe cantaloupe off the vine of your spine. Taking another breath in this Uttanasana shape where you're really giving your body a hug, wrapping up the legs. And now you're going to bring fingertips to the floor, take your left foot back. And I know the right leg is already going, I don't know about this. Stay on the ball of that back foot. Bring your block to the center of your mat, just to the inside of your right foot. And then we're going to do this little flow 3 times. As you inhale, look out beyond the top edge of your sticky mat. Straighten the right leg as you exhale. Peel the toes off, flexing the foot. Ooh, that brings some attention to the back of the leg. Press the foot to the floor, glide the right knee forward. Send the pelvis forward and slightly lower. And draw the hips back straight in the right leg, flexing the foot. And one more time. Breathing in and breathing out. Right foot plants itself to the mat, right knee bent, left heel comes down. Okie doke. So here are the options. You can keep hands to the block. You can bring your forearms behind your back, taking hands to elbows. When and if the right glute, the right thigh, the right leg begins to curse you, then lift your chest, bringing your spine to vertical. Notice how that takes quite a bit of the heat out of the right hip. Strength builds in increments, balance builds in increments. We don't tame the breath overnight, we don't tame the body overnight, and there certainly requires a lot of effort to tame the winds of Vata. It won't happen in just one practice, but consistency and routine will certainly go a long way. And by the way, this is it for the standing part. So if you're about to log out, hold on. It's going to get better. Let's bring the hands to the block. Oh, come on to the ball of the back foot. Let's straighten the right leg. Ooh, just for a couple of breaths. While you're here, spread your toes really wide, prepping for the balancing segment. Here we go. Set the block to the side, fingertips to the floor. Take a small step forward with your left foot staying on the ball of the foot. All right, so remember, you can always skip the spice. Bring your hands to your right thigh bone, just a couple inches above your knee. Your elbows are slightly bent, your knee is slightly bent, and you're going to straighten the arms, straighten the leg at the same time. You're really using your hands, pressing into that femur bone to straighten the leg. And as the leg goes straight, the left toes lift up off the floor. Whoa. And then once you've got some balance, you can slowly lift your chest up, bring that left knee up. Ay vey, and draw that left knee to your chest. Find that single point of focus for your eyes. Where are your shoulders? Where's your tongue? See if your tongue wants to go into early Shavasana. Resting at the floor of your mouth. Two more breaths, y'all. All right, so here's what happens next. Downward dog. So you're going to take that left foot back. Oh, find the floor with the toes. Bring your hands down to the mat. And then cautiously, right foot back. Oh, downward dog. Ay vey. Let's close up that standing sequence with something that the nervous system will find familiar, that the body will find familiar. Come to your knees as you breathe in for cow pose. Sink your hips to your heels as you breathe out for child's pose. Bring yourself forward to staff pose, breathing in. And downward dog, breathing out. And let's do that one more time. Breathing in. Balasana, breathing out. Adho Mukha Dandasana, staff pose, breathing in. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, breathing out. And bring your knees down to the mat. If you're using a blanket, I'm going to ask you to fold your blanket up just one more time and set it over to the right side of your mat. We're going to come down onto the belly. Bending the right knee, bring the right knee out to the right. And you might put it directly on the floor, or you might put your right knee and right calf and ankle on your blanket. I find the blanket more cushiony and comforting. And then either head goes to the block or head goes to your hands, stacking your hands one on top of the other. Left leg is straight. And we're going to stay here for several breaths, inviting the muscles and the tissues, the tendons and the fascia, the ligaments around the right hip, pelvis, thigh to release. The muscles and ligaments around the jaw to release. Now, unless you have the structure, the form, the genetics of a Cirque du Soleil acrobat, chances are your right hip point is not on the floor, and that's okay. Something like only 3% of the population has that Gumby-esque physicality. But energetically, that's what we're going for, is just dropping of the muscle away from the bone, kind of like placing the femur and all of the surrounding muscles and tissues into a slow cooker. Mm. Let's do the other side, shall we? So come up onto your forearms first. Just a little bit of a sphinx pose. And then pressing the right hand into the floor. I like to lean a little to the left in order to release my right leg. Move your blanket over to the left if you're using a blanket. And here we go. And you're going to bend the left knee, bring it out to the left. Again, we're looking for the 90-degree angle, 90-ish degree angle in the knee and the hip crease. And then come on down. You can stack your hands or stack your fist or put your forehead on the block. Maybe the intention for this shape is dissolve. Come up onto your forearms, finding a little Sphinx pose within the half frog pose. And pressing your left hand into the floor with a little more oomph, lean to the right enough that you can release the left leg and return to Sphinx pose. Gripping the mat with the tips of your fingers, like you've got little suction cups, little gecko suction cups on your fingertips, and bringing your heart forward, sternum forward, all the while keeping the pelvis, the hip points, and the pubic bone firmly planted into the mat. All right. You're going to come onto your back now. Bring yourself down to the floor, chest down to the floor, shoulders down, and roll onto your back. This has been a fun practice, y'all. Thank you. I want you to pull your right knee to your chest just for a moment, after which you'll cross your right thigh all the way over your left thigh, thigh over thigh, Gomukhasana, and then pull your knees towards your chest. They don't have to get there, but just pull the knees towards the chest. And I mean, it's really, I really encourage you to listen. If there's any sharp pain or anything aggravating in the right hip crease, the inner thigh, especially in the knee joint, allow yourself to drop out of it, please. Now, some of y'all, I'm just going to hang on to my knees. Some of y'all might want to take your hands to your shins or your ankles, and the drill. You can pull your ankles up and out to the sides like a little twisty tie. Hmm. And wherever you go, whatever you do with your hands and your shins or ankles, notice if you rock your pelvis a little to the left, if that brings out any more sensation in your right tushy tushy. Well, I do want to give you the most bang for your yoga buck, within parameters, of course. And once you find that extra something in your right hip, if it's there for you today, then just pause. We're going to take several more breaths. Relax your shoulders onto the mat. Find a single spot on the ceiling that you can zero in on. Place your left foot to the floor. And one last time, bring your right knee to your chest as you uncross the legs. Right foot comes to the floor, left knee to the chest. Left leg over right leg, thigh over thigh. And then you pull the knees towards the trunk. Mm. Hmm. Right foot to the floor, left knee to the chest. Left foot to the floor. Oh, careful. Take both legs down the length of the mat. Clasp your fingers together, spin your palms to the ceiling, and send your arms over your head. Press through your right heel and the heel of your right palm, lengthening the right side of your trunk. Good. And then press away from your body through your left heel, pushing away from your shoulder with the heel of your left hand, lengthening the left side of your body. And then relax and bring your hands to your chest. Change the clasp, the interlace of your fingers. And one more time, spin your palms up to the ceiling. Take the arms overhead and press evenly away through the heels of the feet, evenly away through the heels of the palms. Maybe even lifting the low back away from the floor. Oh, yeah. And then release. Whew. All right. So, Shavasana time and a little breathing. Options, there are two. Option one, take if you've got a blanket, take it and place it over your pelvis. That's really nice. Option two would be to roll the blanket up and do a little tootsie roll and place it under your knees. Okay. Option three is to do whatever you want. Get back into bed, get up in the lazy boy, swing your legs up over the seat of a chair or an ottoman. All right, and here's our breath work. When you're ready, when your body is set up for the shava of choice for you, the breathing practice is to first find a steady rhythm to your breath. And I'm going to use a 4 count breath, breathing in for 4 counts and breathing out. I am not, it matters not to me how fast or slow you count, just that your counting is steady and rhythmic, bringing balance, stability, harmony to the respiratory cycle. When that becomes fairly effortless for you, and if that doesn't happen today, don't sweat it. Practice it down the road. But when it becomes fairly effortless, you'll begin lengthening the exhalations, breathing in for 4 counts, breathing out for 6, ultimately landing in a ratio pattern where you're breathing in for 4 counts and breathing out for 8. Nothing like settling Vata, prana, the snow and the snow globe, like a little vagal tone of long, smooth exhales. When you complete your next 8 count exhalation, let that be the last for the pranayama. No more manipulating or influencing, just rest. Bring your next breath in just a little deeper. Begin to move your fingers, wiggle your toes. Take your arms out to the side or up overhead. Stretch in any direction or shape that feels good for you and that your space allows for. Bend your knees, set your feet onto the mat, and make your way over to one side so that you can gently press yourself up to sitting. Ah. Mm. And bring your two palms together. Take the base of your thumbs to your forehead. May we be grounded in our minds as we move into the week ahead. Place your fingertips to your lips. May we be grounded in our speech and our expression. Bring your hands to your heart. May we be grounded in our bodies and grounded in our spirits as we move into the coming week. Yay. Thanks, everybody. Whee! I have Shavasana ahead.